Report a shot fired at officers trying to stop the vehicle. We have one officer shot.
We got shots fired. Sounded like an automatic firearm.
Copy, code red, shots fired.
We have an active shooter. We have an active shooter inside the fairground.
Active shooters, the controversies that surround them, and our opinions. And now it's Shots Fired with your hosts, TJ Kurgan, Fat Dark Earth, and Dinah Death Milberg.
What's up, guys? Dinah Death Milberg here, and I am with...
Cut. We're gonna cut. You're supposed to do that. We're coming out of the Russian music.
Oh, that's right. I blanked blank.
Dun, 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 dun. So then you're supposed to say something.
Welcome to Shots Fired.
Yeah, that doesn't sound Russian at all. Jesus Christ. Shots Fired, episode 3 live on the radio. We're not live. We're in a studio on a Tuesday, recording for a Saturday. And the reason we just played that communist BS, we're going to see how many times I cussed this time. 2 last time. The reason we just played that communist BS, not only is America quickly becoming communist, as well as the rest of the MFing world, we are in the middle of what some are calling the Russian ammo crisis.
Duh.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back to the store to buy ammunition. Just when you thought the prices were coming down from the ridiculously high ammo prices because of the American ammo crisis that we talked about on our first show, which is, explain why we had an American ammo crisis really quick.
To summarize as brief as possible, everybody went out and bought guns, and everybody who went out and bought guns, which is a new literal record in history of gun purchasing.
9.3 million first-time gun buyers in last year alone.
Take 9.3 million and multiply that times 3 to 5 boxes each. So
9.3 million times 150. Do that on your phone. You will not get an answer.
It's a lot of zeros.
It doesn't have enough zeros on your calculator to make it work. So then we have a supply chain problem because there are no primers because all the primers are made in Italy and Germany and they're shut down because of communism. I mean COVID.
Same thing.
And then suddenly we started seeing an influx of Eastern European ammunition.
Yep.
Right. Eastern Bloc countries were sending us ammo, which was softening our ammo market. We had a lot of Wolf 223 and Tula 223, and we had 9mm steel. We have stuff coming out of Serbia,
For
Israel,
a while, that's all you could get.
Turkey,
the
Czech Republic. I don't know if Czechoslovakia is not around anymore. We have stuff coming from everywhere, and then Biden, old Joe. He sticks it to the gun owners one more time. And by sticking it to the gun owners, I mean he really stuck it to us. On Friday, last Friday, not this past Friday, but a Friday ago, at about 2 in the afternoon, the Biden State Department announced that they are issuing additional sanctions against Russia.
Air quotes, sanctions.
On an existing sanction thing, right? They're imposing additional sanctions because Russia, they poisoned some guy named Vladimir or something like that. And so...
Don't they do that every day?
Right. And so Biden uses that as an excuse to... Now, a lot of people are saying ban the importation of Russian ammunition. That is not technically correct. What the State Department did, was they said, we are going to permanently deny all pending and future import applications, permit applications, which are known as Form 6s. So they're going to deny all pending Form 6s and future Form 6s for ammunition and firearms that are imported from Russia.
And a figure to look at, why does that affect us? That's fine. I don't shoot steel case. The figure I saw, that makes up for 40% of U.S. ammo. Yeah, 40%.
About approximately ammunition in this country right now is of Russian origin, and it's not it's Tula, it's Red Army, it's Wolf, it's Barnaul,
Silver Bear, Brown Bear,
all the bears. So by cutting that off,
Fozzie
Well,
Bear.
let me explain. So then there's panic buying. So Friday,
Of course.
immediately, panic buying ensues, and we saw the price of Tula 762 by 39 steel go from 23 cents a round to 57 cents a round in a matter of minutes.
By the end of the day, I can't even make this up. Like you stated, we literally got to the point where we couldn't give away the 762 we had. We actually sold for a loss and took a hit on it. And
Yeah, you're talking about the week before.
Yeah.
You know, like
It was-
for
it was-
months before, we couldn't give away 762.
no, it was down to, in some cases, like, I think I saw it at one point as low as 21 cents a round. As of yesterday, Red Army on AmmoSeek, I saw for a high price of $1.25 a round.
Friday morning, we had enough 762 by 39 ammunition in our warehouse to wage our own war against Turkey.
Twice.
And we had 70,000 rounds of 5.45, which is God's round, God's caliber. Okay, 5.45. The AK-74 is the best gun on earth. I'm saying it right now. You don't want to dispute that? Okay. Anyway, 70,000 rounds of 5.45, and literally enough 7.62 to start a war or two. And
we almost had as much ammo as the U.S. government gave the Taliban.
oh, that much? Oh, there was one. There was number one. Beep that one. So by the end of the day, Friday, we had literally none. It was zipped, gone. We were selling something like 50 to 100 cases every 5 minutes.
We've never seen anything like this.
No,
before.
record sales at TacticalSht.T in St. Peter's and nationwide on shop.TacticalSH.something.t.com, which is my company, by the way. Located in St. Peter's, right off of the Cave Springs exit on Highway 70.
Across from Hooters.
That's an ad, yeah, across from Hooters. Just look across the highway, guys. Just look across. Well, they're not going to look at us. Not when they're at Hooters.
No.
Speaking of that, we'll talk more about the Russian ammo crisis. So we're going to explain in a little bit what the reality is, what the fear is, and what the reality is. But right now, we need to talk about the rest of our show. You know, what else is coming up today?
There's a lot going on in the world right
Yeah.
now. That's one thing I'll give the Biden administration is there's no lack of just absolute
BS.
like dumpster fires to talk about.
Yeah, dumpster fires that affect you, the American freedom-loving gun owner. So one thing we're going to talk about today is porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about gun porn, a.k.a. porn in the gun industry or guns in the porn industry. I'm not sure which, but we are going to talk...
I would go with porn in the gun industry.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in the next segment, actually. After that, we're going to talk about Senator and Speaker of the House, Dianne Feinstein.
Sorry, I'm going to sit over here for a second.
So we're going to talk about her because she is waging a little war of her own against sites like...
Arms List, Gun Broker.
Yeah, she's introducing a bill that targets Arms List and Gun Broker, and in addition to that, there are some forces at play within the liberal Communist Party that are also working to try to make vaccinations mandatory for gun purchases. We're going to talk about how that happens. No jab, no pew pew. Right? That's some scary stuff. We're also going to talk about how the Biden administration is trying to raise their own army, and I'm not talking about the Taliban. We're going to get that all in.
That's their other army.
Yeah, we're going to get that all in like the next, 20-something minutes or something of airtime. But right now, we need to go to break. Make sure you stop by my store. Alex is the executive vice president of our operation nationally. We've got stores in St. Louis and St. Peter's. We got a store in Orlando, right down the street from the Mouse in Kissimmee. And we've got a new store opening in Clearwater, Florida, right on 49th Avenue, right down the street from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Department. And we're getting ready to take over Florida, and then we're going to take over Texas, and we're going to bring freedom seeds and pews and all the tactical gear, body armor, all the things that you need
Smashing communists
to
one
wage
store at a
war
time.
against cardboard or protect your family, neighbors, and friends
Absolutely.
against communism. But you don't have to stop by any one of those three stores. You can literally go online. You know, we've got a blog at TacticalSH asterisk. You can't use the asterisk. Actually, I have to use a letter there. TacticalSH.Something.com. That's our blog where you can see news daily. You can subscribe to our desktop alerts.
Yep.
That actually, if there's something going on in the world that you give a SH blank T about, then you want to subscribe to our email list. You want to subscribe to our alerts, our text message blast, whatever, because we're literally putting out articles every day that basically bring you up to speed with the kind of stuff that we talk about on this radio show.
Yeah.
Or you go to our store, which is shop.TacticalSH vowel, can I get a vowel T.com. And there you'll find over 100,000 products, same stuff that's in our warehouse. Like I said it before, ammunition, armor.
Constantly adding new product daily at this point, too.
So like today, we actually just added a bunch of Tula steel, like right before the show started. And it'll be gone before you hear this show. Like it'll probably be gone before tomorrow.
There's no point in even telling you.
Yeah, but check our website anyway, because as it's going, we currently have Yugoslavian military ammunition. Now, Yugoslavia is
brass cased.
Yeah, it's brass cased, non-corrosive. Let's talk about that for a second. Since we're talking about the Soviet Union and Russia and communism,
yes,
there's a big misnomer in the gun industry. All the experts online, all these experts that are in their mom's basement, they all, as soon as they see steel ammunition, specifically brass cased, Soviet era ammunition, like Yugoslavian Bolom, whatever, Mesko, which is actually made in Poland. They see that and they automatically say, "Oh, that's corrosive ammo. You don't want to put that in your gun. That's corrosive." What? You're an idiot. But in reality, the majority of the stuff we're selling right now
is non-corrosive.
Non-corrosive.
In fact, I think maybe once we had ammo that was corrosive, but for the most part, all the Russian ammo we've carried, and at this point, a lot from Eastern European countries, I think we've had one type that was corrosive. That's it.
Let's talk about what corrosive means. So there's two types of primers in the world, essentially.
Boxer and Berdan.
Boxer and Berdan. Boxer is the silver in the center primer that you typically see in modern American-made and modern ammunition in most places. A lot of Eastern Bloc ammo uses Berdan. The patents on the primers are just different. The Boxer has a single hole to ignite the powder.
Yeah,
the Berdan has two holes
and one
to ignite
is
the powder.
Not possible freeloading. It is, but you have to have a special primer removal
Right. So
tool
Berdan primed brass, you cannot easily reload. So if you're a brass rat, you don't want to buy Berdan.
Yeah.
But Berdan does not mean corrosive.
Now, it's traditionally, you've seen the ammo that is corrosive
Is
Berdan primed.
But Berdan is not always corrosive.
Exactly.
The corrosive is always Berdan.
Yes.
Does that make sense? So with that being said, if you shoot corrosive ammo through your AK-47 or your AK-74, be a man. Wash it with some soap and water, and it's fine.
I had this, and literally I had a Windex type spray bottle, and I did a little bit of Dawn and some hot
Dawn
water.
detergent on a stick.
Yeah, and as soon as I get home from the range, I spray that down the barrel, rinse it out a few times, run a swab through, and then hit it with some oil. It's not that complicated.
It's the same thing I do.
I mean, let's face it, guys. We're talking about AKs and some 7.62 by 54. We're not exactly talking about 5 MOA or 1 MOA guns. We're talking about 5 MOA guns.
If you go out on a date with a dirty girl, you wash your stuff afterwards, right? And so if you take your AK out and shoot dirty ammunition through it, you're going to wash it afterwards. That's how it works. What? We can say that, can't we?
I just imagine. I don't even know if I can say this on the air, but spraying myself down after a nice night with a bottle of Windex and Dawn and hot water.
I know a Green Beret that actually told me that very story. One time he was working with the CIA in England, and he was out at a bar and met a girl, and he ended up having to find something, and it turned out to be Windex, and he said it burned. So, but it will not burn your AK. It will protect you from that corrosive ammunition, but you aren't getting corrosive ammunition from us.
Nope.
So anyway, we have the break is coming up. We got to go back to the Russian ammo crisis. Here's the story, guys. Russian ammo is still here,
yes,
and Russian ammo is still coming because the importers the investors. So you have investors with the money, importers with the license. The guy with the money says to the importer, I'll give you the money. The importer goes and gets the license from the ATF, the Form 6. The guys that already have them approved, the importers, they get them approved for like 200 million rounds, even if they're only bringing in 3 million.
Yeah.
And so if they're holding those permits are good for, I think, 1 to 4 years. So anybody with those permits has a gold mine. And they are going to continue to bring in ammo. It's just going to cost you more because of scarcity.
Yeah.
Scarcity is the key. And that little beep right there means we have to go to break because I'm not a professional and I needed to set my iPhone timer. We'll be right back. Something about that Russian music just gets my blood boiling.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I have this sudden desire to just unleash hate with belt-fed weaponry.
You know what else gets my blood boiling?
Do you want the short list or the extended list?
Well, I would say it's the cannibalistic nature of the gun owner community.
Yeah, don't even get me started.
The way, especially online, the way all gun owners want to turn on each other and have niched each other into these factions and groups and ideological pigeonholes, right?
And white knighting and
Oh yeah. So
morality police.
right now, that last week was one of the best ones I'd seen. And I actually got in an argument with one of our guys, with Fat Dark Earth, about this very, very thing. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to call him Fat Dark Earth anymore. He's just the notorious FDE. He changed his name like Prince. He lost some weight, so there is that to be said.
Slightly less Fat Dark Earth.
So anyway, this is the segment where we're going to talk about porn. Right? Now, you wouldn't normally hear people talking about porn on the radio. But what we are talking about is porn in the gun industry.
Yes.
So there's this thing called gun porn.
Yes.
Right? What's gun porn?
Gun porn is literally just that. It's when, there's a thread or a post where everybody posts up their guns, their gear, what they've got, see who's got, the Gucci's
Basically
blog.
sexy pictures of guns and gear.
Yeah. Just,
right? That's gun porn.
Yeah. All of us here, I'm not ashamed to say I enjoy gun porn, especially clone era gun porn.
Oh yeah, clone era gun porn. Well, we ought to do a whole show on clone era weaponry.
Ooh, yeah.
That might be what we do next week. Remember that.
The Taliban just got into that, I heard.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. I heard there's a whole lot of AKs for sale right now in Afghanistan.
Yeah, yeah.
So what we're talking about in this particular situation is gun porn, and that is the title of Recoil's new magazine that's on shelves right now. If you go to your local Deerbergs or Schnucks,
Walmart even has it.
Walmart, Walgreens, on the shelf, you're going to see the words Recoil Gun Porn, Bonnie Rotten interview. And who is Bonnie Rotten? Well, Bonnie Rotten, what's her real name?
Oh, let me look it up.
I just had it a minute ago. Where'd it go?
It's dangerous to do on my phone.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yep. Wait, here it is. So Bonnie Rotten, a.k.a. Alaina Hicks.
Yep.
And I want to preface this by saying that I know Bonnie, and we're not friends, but like I could text her right now. We've been in contact. She actually tried to buy an AK from us not too long ago because she's a real shooter.
Yeah. We've been shooting competition for about a year and a half or two.
Yeah,
now.
She shoots competition. Matter of fact, recently she was in Missouri.
Yeah.
She actually went to Kalashnikon.
Yeah, with two of our guys were there.
And two of our not with our two of our guys. They were there and they shot with her. But she actually came down there with her AK. And this is a fairly attractive woman. Got tattoos all over her body. She's famous because she has spider webs tattooed on her bosom?
Yeah.
Can I say bosom?
Yeah, we're saying
so she's got spider webs tattooed on both of her bosoms, and she's got her own clothing bikini line. There, you got spider webs on the bikinis. You see the correlation, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, anyway, before she got into being a shooter, she was into taking shots to the chin in the adult industry, and I heard it's a rough industry. You can take a lot of shots to the chin. But anyway, so Recoil magazine has done an interview with Bonnie, and it's epic, right? I mean, Bonnie's talking about the Second Amendment and how she wants to use influence, because if you go to her Instagram page, Official Bonnie Rotten,
it's got a few followers.
It's got a few followers, namely 2.1 million. 2.1 million dudes that are appalled by her behavior.
Yeah.
And so you can probably also find her on adult sites. We're not going to name any, but if you search Bonnie Rotten on Google, I'm sure Google can help you out. If you're under the age of 18, please don't do that. Ask your mommy first.
If you're at work,
if you're at work, don't do that.
Safe search
not safe for work, right? Just like our show.
Yes.
But anyway, so the point I'm getting at, though, is that there was an explosion. As soon as she came out on Recoil Magazine, there was an explosion in our social media sphere where all these neck-bearded, basement-dwelling dudes that have probably never gotten any in their life suddenly got extremely butthurt that this filthy woman, this woman of the night, this harlot, that she
went biblical on us here.
She should not be allowed to like guns. She should not be allowed to fight for the Second Amendment because she is of ill repute.
Yes, of course. Something about a combination of neckbeard, Mountain Dew, Doritos, and low testosterone creates some weird bubble of gas in your brain that just makes you do stupid stuff.
And I couldn't believe that these guys were that mad about it. And evidently, so this is the point I'm getting at, right? So they go digging because these guys like to dox people.
Oh,
right?
yes.
Doxing is when they go deep into the Googles and the dark web and they find things about you. They find tweets you did in 1973. And,
the very same guys that go off on cancel culture and how stupid it is and how unpatriotic it is. And then they turn around and do the same thing themselves.
Yeah. I mean, so they go back way deep and they find a tweet that Bonnie Rotten did back when she was younger. Okay. And she did a tweet that was anti-gun.
Oh.
And here's the thing. This is what pisses me. Like, I don't know if I can say that.
You can say that.
This is what pisses me off. She converted. She converted.
It happens.
She converted from Harlequin to decent woman. Yeah. As part of her maturing process. And she's now converted from anti-gunner to pro-Second Amendment advocate with an audience. And these guys want to diss her because at some point in her life she was anti-gun. And what I said was, can't people change? Don't we want them to change? Don't we want our anti-gun neighbors and anti-gun friends to become pro-gun?
This is literally exactly what you should be excited about. And instead it's just a social media move to get new people. Well, I'm pretty sure she had the guys who shoot guns.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's got
that.
enough fans. She doesn't need you.
Yeah. I mean, it's
maybe it was
ignorant.
just a strategic move because she wasn't going to be able to do the OnlyFans anymore, and then she just wanted to become a gun bunny and not get paid by anybody and just get free guns and ammo.
Yeah.
I seriously doubt that. Speaking of low testosterone,
yes,
one of our sponsors, Precision Fitness, and Jen Spicer. Jen Spicer is going to literally beat me to death for putting her ad following the porn discussion.
I didn't even think about that.
But Jamie and Jen Spicer own Precision Fitness in Creve Coeur, precisionfitness.com, I believe. And if you go to them, they will help you in a multitude of ways as a man or a woman in looking better naked and having better levels of testosterone or estrogen or various and sundry other chemicals that are in your body that create balance and fat burning and health and stamina and all those things. They do that for me. I used to be with another company that literally almost killed me.
Yep.
And recently I switched to Precision Fitness to manage my testosterone therapy. I went and got my testosterone checked a while back, and it was pretty bad. I was basically a woman, and since then we now manage my testosterone at about 1,000 to 1,500, is my level, and I feel amazing. I recover from workouts better. I look better naked. So if you want to be a gun bunny, you can go to Precision Fitness. You can train. You can get meal plans. If you want your lips injected, have a fuller lip between your beard hair, you can do that too, because they do the full medical spa thing. I'm really talking about your wives, guys, whatever gender there is out there. But anyway, we're back after this break. Check out Precision Fitness and Medical Spa. All right, so we've covered the Russian crisis.
We have.
We've covered gun porn.
Yes.
You know what? I feel like we should also talk about another definition that these guys listening to the show need to know.
What's that?
Gun bunnies.
Yes.
Gun bunnies, because Bonnie Rotten is probably a good example of a gun bunny. right? She's just an adult gun bunny.
Yeah.
Right? Because most gun bunnies are PG-13, PG-17, right?
She's gone a little past
She's
that.
gone a little bit past that. She's probably unrated, honestly.
But she also, at the same time, on the fringe of gun bunny, because she does shoot.
She does shoot.
She does
So,
train. She does do matches.
and that's where I wanted to go with this. We have a lot of female fans. We got a lot of female customers. And not all of them are gun bunnies, but a lot of them get called gun bunnies. It's the equivalent of being called a racist.
Yeah.
Or being called a Nazi, or being called anything. And so when you're pigeonholing a female shooter as a gun bunny, you're being no better than a liberal snowflake tard.
100%.
And it just shows your insecurity as a man. So there are levels of gun bunny, though.
Yes.
Right? So
Yeah. No,
I believe in calling a girl that her only mission in life is to take pictures with guns and put them on the internet for likes and shares and comments and engagement. If that's her only mission and she never actually goes and shoots the gun, or if she only goes and shoots the gun and she leans back and tries to get her face as far away from it as possible.
Chicken winging with the rifle.
Yeah, chicken winging. And, if she's doing that and it's all about the gram, yeah, that's a gun bunny.
100%.
But if this female trains, if she shoots competitively, if she is passionate, if she knows how to build a gun, how to clean a gun, how to take care of a gun, if she knows gun safety, the 4 rules of gun safety, I would say I would not call her a gun bunny, even if she's profiting from pictures of her holding guns.
Yeah. Tracy Guns, one of our friends.
Yeah.
100%. Yes, she takes sexy pictures with guns. I would never dare call her a gun bunny. That woman trains harder, shoots more matches, takes more classes than 90% of the hardcore dudes we know.
We should get Tracy Guns on the show next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
you know who else we should get on the show? We should get Carrie on the show, because you want to call her a gun bunny? She'll show up at your house and stomp a mud hole in your buttocks.
Live stream it and then get people to repost it for her.
So check out Tracy Guns. We're going to teach you guys who to follow on the Instagrams. Check out Tracy Guns.
We are your Yodas of the gun industry.
And also check out Stilettos and Shotguns. I think Stilettos and Shotguns.
Yeah.
Or Shotguns and High Heels.
Oh, she keeps getting banned so much.
She's
it's
got
hard
so
to
many
keep
different.
up.
Yeah, she's awesome because she's literally on a regular basis posting severe. She trolls the living daylights out of the Biden administration and the ATF, and she is in no way a gun bunny.
Nope.
So speaking of the Biden administration, it's time to talk about we've talked about a lot of women this show.
I hate her so
And
bad.
this is one that we despise, and we cannot wait for her to retire, which I heard is coming in 2022, which is kind of shocking, honestly.
If we make it to 2022.
Yeah, well, I don't understand why she'd be stepping down unless she's got health problems. We're talking about Dianne Feinstein, the evil, wicked witch of the East. The one that is coming for your guns.
Technically West. She's California.
Wicked. Thank you for the geography lesson. The Wicked Witch of the West, and she's coming for your guns door to door, and she's going to bring the Taliban to do it. Dianne Feinstein has introduced a bill, just one of many, and this bill is targeting broker sites where you can sell your guns online legally.
These people this shows the idiocracy and ignorance of politicians perfectly, because these sites are 100% compliant with ATF regulations and all current laws. You cannot buy a gun off this and have it shipped to your door like Feinstein would have everyone believe. I don't know if any of our listeners have ever bought a firearm online. There's a big misconception, and the left pushes this hard, that you get online, you pick out your evil, scary black rifle, ready to kill multiple school loads of children, and it shows up to your house, ready to just go assaulting through your neighborhood. And that is not remotely what happens. All of them have agreement and restrictions that the firearm has to be sent to an FFL holder,
which is a federally licensed firearms dealer,
and a background check has to be completed,
which is a Form 4473.
And I mean, it's ridiculous that they think this bill is going to stop loopholes in gun violence.
So I asked you before the show, because I don't buy guns on Gunbroker, and I don't buy guns on Arms List, and I don't sell guns on either one yet. Yeah. I'll say yet because we might. But can you, if you choose to be a felon, can you? Can you buy a gun for me on Arms List and I just mail it to your house? Like if you're in, let's say, some place where guns are illegal, like, some parts of California or New York or Jersey or something, or a certain type of gun's illegal. Can I just mail it to you?
Yeah. Okay. No, it is very possible. At
that point, though, I've committed a federal crime and I've violated the terms and conditions of the website. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And because as we know, walls don't stop crime. Walls don't stop felons. Bad guys will always be bad guys.
Yeah. So let me just read this from Feinstein and Richard Blumenthal, Democrat from Connecticut, and Sheldon Whitehouse, a Democrat from Rhode Island. They're targeting sites like Arms List, where gun owners can post ads featuring firearms for sale. In a press release touting the Accountability for Online Firearms Marketplace Act, that's the name of it, the Accountability for Online Firearms Marketplace Act, California Democrats say they want to hold websites accountable for any illegal gun sales on their platform. The only way to reduce the scourge of violence, gun violence, plaguing our communities is to close loopholes that allow prohibited people to obtain guns. Bestowing blanket immunity on websites for illegal gun sales mocks common sense and public safety. A website that enables such deadly arms transfers should not enjoy shield from accountability simply because they're online. And so basically, they want to hold these guys responsible both criminally and civilly for transfers of firearms that happen on their platforms. Now, they want to do this to your gun dealer down the street, too. And the gun manufacturer.
I have a question for you then, TJ.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, if this is fair and truly about safety, and I get that, I get what they're trying to say, then why isn't the same laws applied to pharmaceutical manufacturers and doctors who prescribe controlled medications and prescriptions that get sold illegally on the streets?
You mean like Teledoc, where I can just order my whatever the heck I want and have it sent to my... So I can literally get
Vicodins, Percocets.
I can get on an app right now. I can download an app for some doctor site that I see on TV, and I can say, man, I'm depressed. And they'll send me drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why aren't we holding the pharmaceutical companies and doctors responsible for all illegal prescription sales that happen, which has become an epidemic when it comes to opioids and benzos?
I would have to say it's because, Alex, the pharmaceutical companies have more money than the gun companies. The gun lobby is weaker than the pharmaceutical lobby.
You mean they have more politicians in their pockets than the firearms industry?
You know, let me if you're whacked, if you're taken out by the pharmaceutical industry, do you think they'd use a gun, or do you think they'd inject you with something?
Ooh.
Because wouldn't they want to put your death on the gun industry?
That is a valid... I feel like they just, old Clinton style, suicide you.
Yeah, you'd shoot yourself in the head twice.
Yeah, from behind.
Like the cops that are all killing themselves in Washington, D.C. because they were so traumatized with the PTSDs from the insurrection at the Capitol.
By the way, the FBI's own investigation results were released today that there is absolutely zero coordination for the January 6th assault on the Capitol. That was some rowdy dudes broke some windows and stormed into the building that were basically let into. But
yeah,
they want to church it up.
And those rowdy dudes that were leading the charge and physically breaking the windows were all Antifa wearing MAGA hats.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind. Well, you would think that the things we're talking about would be the only barrage of legal attacks that you as a gun owner would be getting this week, but wait.
There's more.
There are a group of liberal government officials and whatnots that are working on making it so that if you are not vaccinated, you cannot purchase a firearm.
How so?
I'll tell you what. I'm not an anti-vaxxer necessarily. I just don't want one for me. Right? And I don't think anybody should be able to make me have one.
Your body, your choice.
My body, my choice. And, I want to just kind of sit back and see how many heads the rest of you guys grow and if you all die in like 5 or 6 years. And then, you know what? 10 years from now, when I start getting old enough to actually be vulnerable to COVID-19 at a higher percentage, maybe I'll consider taking it if everybody's still, but I'm not doing it right now. And so these guys are trying to find reasons to get guys like me to actually take the shot when I don't want the shot. Right? In some communities, including Missouri, they're giving away lottery tickets.
Which, I'm sorry, but doesn't this just make the whole vaccine even more suspicious? how hard they're trying. No, bro, it's totally safe. Here, we're going to give you $1 million if you get it, and a vacation to Hawaii. And then, like, why are you trying so hard?
Well, the best part is in Seattle or Oregon, I'm pretty sure you can get a joint. If you get the shot, you can get a free joint of weed. Which also, by the way, prohibits you from owning a gun. So, wow, that's pretty smart of Oregon. They're going after guns the easy way.
Wow.
Because if you, now this is a whole show to talk about this, but if you smoke marijuana, and I'm not saying whether I do or don't, but I am. I'm saying I don't. It's your choice though if you want to smoke marijuana, but you need to know that if you purchase a firearm and you check that box on the 4473 that says you're not an illegal user of marijuana, either legally or illegally, if you check that box and sign that piece of paper, you're guilty of fraud with the federal government, and it's imprisonment of up to 16 years.
What's the punishment for selling or handing over weapons, gear, and technology to the Taliban? Oh, that's right. You're president.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah. So anyway, back. We'll talk about weed and guns on a whole nother show. But right now we got to wrap this up. So no vaccination, no guns is a new secret plan for gun confiscation. And so this all starts in New Jersey, folks.
Shocking.
HR 4980, HR 4980 has been filed with Congress to put all unvaccinated people on the no-fly list.
It's brilliant if you look at it.
So if you don't have the vaccine, you get put on the same list that Osama bin Laden was on. And you could no longer fly, on airplanes. Fortunately for me, I could afford my own airplane. But for the rest of you, I would call that tyranny, and I would have a significant problem with that.
Absolutely.
Now, so that's the first step in their plan. Number two, the no-fly, no-buy gun control law has been bouncing around since 2018 and has bipartisan support because it makes sense. If you're a terrorist and you're on the no-fly list, you shouldn't be able to walk in and buy a gun. Okay, if they have deemed you a terrorist, and you have some sort of way of what's the word? You got a way of fighting that to dispute it in court. Yeah. That's fine. Fine. Okay, so you can't buy a gun because you can't get on a plane. You can't go, but they're going to put these two things together.
Yeah.
So no vax, you're a terrorist and you can't buy a gun.
Yeah.
Welcome to the new America.
Unless,
folks.
of course, you're an actual terrorist, in which case they give you guns.
Well, actual terrorist. I mean, you don't even have to be an actual terrorist. You can just right now you can go to Afghanistan, put a sheet around your head, get a free Mark 18 M4, and maybe get a rocket launcher.
I'd like to take this moment to ask for 2 weeks of vacation time. I have an upcoming trip.
Yeah, you're going to have
overseas.
To go. You're going to have to go because that whole no-fly list thing?
Yeah.
Because I'm considered a warlord in some circles. Every time I go out of this country for any reason, I spend like 2 hours with the customs guys.
It's no joke either. It's every single time.
I can't go through customs without getting pulled and thoroughly searched.
They love you.
They do. They do. Anyway, they've always treated me with respect. Last thing I wanted to talk about in this show was another sponsor. It's called WIT Machine,
yes.
WITT Machine. They are a suppressor manufacturer. They make suppressors, which make your firearm less loud and less hurty on your ear holes. And they do it for less. Like most suppressors are 6 or 7 inches long, and they cost what?
Anywhere between, say on average, $600 to $1,200. Anywhere in between there is pretty average.
And so WIT Machine makes them. They're shorter for work in and out of vehicles, for your truck guns, for your working inside a house, for close quarter battle. They're about anywhere from 1 to 5 decibels louder than the more expensive suppressors, but that is not noticeable to the human ear.
No, you only notice the difference if you're using a decibel reader.
And they are only $300.
Yes.
And if you use promo code LAMBO, which is my promo code, don't ask me why, promo code LAMBO, you can get 20% off. Now it's only $240 for a can.
I'm sorry, how much?
$240 for a suppressor.
So you're telling me with the tax stamp that you have to pay,
you're less than
King
$500
George or King Biden,
yeah,
you're less than $500 for a suppressor out the door.
Yep. Witmachine.net. Check out the SME. If you don't want to wait 6 months to get a suppressor, check out the SME. It makes your gun quieter to you, just not to everybody in front of you. And that's pretty cool because it kind of looks like a suppressor.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I always say it's baffling.
It is.
Witmachine.net, WITT machine.net. Use the promo code LAMBO. We'll be back after this.
Take a bullet for being free.
And we're back for the final segment of this week's Shots Fired on 93.3 Real Talk 93.3, the voice of freedom. I am the voice of freedom.
That was impressive sounding.
Thank you. And we're not just on 93.3. We're on like 5 antennas. In the business we call them sticks. We're on 5 sticks, and we are reaching as far away as Rolla, and we're reaching the east side, right? So just go to realtalk933.com and find out what radio station can you hear this show on best. And if you can't hear it on a radio station because you're in Columbia or Kansas City or something, or even some parts of the Metro East, just go to our website at TacticalSH, can I get a vowel, T.com, and go to the podcast every Monday or Tuesday. Right now it looks like Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah. After the show airs, it goes live on the podcast. That podcast can also be found on YouTube and on all podcast channels on your phone. If you just search Shots Fired in iTunes podcast or Android, Google Play podcasts, whatever, you will find us, and you can listen to the show. So we talked about all kinds of fun stuff, but we haven't talked about anything really local. What's going on local with shooting in St. Louis right now? It's fall's coming up, summer's coming to an end. Are there any big matches coming up? We got the monster match.
And I haven't even heard anything about that. Honestly, it's been kind of odd lately. Yeah, there's a shooting over in off Washington Street yesterday.
No, I'm not talking about those kind of shootings. I'm talking about competitive shooting. Competitive shooting. I mean, we could talk about all the shootings in the St. Louis last night, but what fun is that?
Yeah. I don't know of any matches coming up, honestly.
Yeah. So, if you want to get into competitive shooting in St. Louis, there's a bunch of great places to do it.
There is.
Let's talk about competitive shooting in St. Louis for a minute. If you are a new shooter or an old guy that's been shooting your whole life at beer cans and watermelons, shooting on the move, drawing from concealed and shooting, shooting from behind barricades, all those things add levels to your skill that you may need in a real life firefight if that it hits the fan, right?
You're definitely not going to stand there squared off facing your target and take your time and line your sights up. That's for sure.
Right. So we recommend competitive shooting as a great way to get some practice with your gun. The other thing you're going to find out in doing competitive shooting is you're going to find out about your gear. You're going to find out, does this gun really work? Can I trust this gun to save my life? I always competed with my carry gun. A lot of guys get race guns for their competition, and then they carry a Glock 19. I'm like, no, I'm going to shoot what I shoot. Right? I'm going to shoot what I carry. I'm going to carry what I shoot. And so I always competed with my Glock 19 agency, right? Yeah. And I got very proficient with it. Put 20,000 rounds through it. Put 2 barrels through it. And I was shooting at matches in St. Louis, Ultimate Defense in St. Peter's. They have USPSA matches, I believe. I don't know if they're having them right now, but you can check out their website. So USPSA, there's IDPA, there's 3-gun, and then there's tactical 2-gun.
Yes.
Okay. So USPSA is probably my favorite from a pistol standpoint because it's move fast, shoot fast.
A lot of shooting.
Move fast, shoot fast, a lot of shooting. Okay. IDPA is for you guys that really want to work on your concealed carry skills and want to work through quasi real life scenarios.
Like if you get attacked by 5 terrorists while you're on a canoe.
Yes, yeah. The stages are always fun. Like you're at the county fair and zombies come out. So yeah. There's kind of like a mind game to it. The key thing is with IDPA is you have to wear cover.
Yes, you always have to draw confirmed concealment.
It's typically a fishing vest, essentially. And you have to blade that fishing vest out of the way to get to your concealed weapon. So you're drawing from concealed, and then you engage your targets. There's a bunch of dumb rules in IDPA. It's kind of like basketball. There's traveling. Then you got 3-gun. 3-gun is for the guy that's got a little extra money and a lot of extra time. Because you're going to be shooting a shotgun, you're going to be shooting a black rifle, AR-15 or something, and you're going to be shooting a pistol. And there's all kinds of different classes. You could have your race gun class or your carry gun class or your tactical class or whatever. But it's awesome. It definitely increases your proficiency with all 3 platforms.
And shows you your weakness on any 3 platforms immediately.
Shows you how much you suck.
And why you hate shotguns.
I recommend starting with a pistol-only type game and then moving into a 3-gun.
Absolutely.
And then what I did was I was like, okay, let's just do 2-gun because I don't like loading shotguns.
That's why we came up with Tactical 2-Gun.
Yeah, so
because there's no shotgun.
Tactical 2-Gun is actually at Sparta, Illinois, at the World Outdoor Shooting Complex. We are no longer involved with it, but we're the founders of that whole thing. Matter of fact, Alex wrote the original rule set for Tactical 2-Gun.
Yeah.
And that is what it sounds. You're working with an AR-15 on a sling usually, a pistol in a belt, in a holster, and you're wearing body armor, and you're wearing your gear, and you've got your tourniquet, and you got all the stuff that you would take into the fight. And then the stages are set up a little less run and gun and a little bit more thorough, a little bit more tactical, like you would be clearing your own house.
Some mind games with it, too.
A lot of penalties for shooting cops.
Yeah, there's a lot of shoot, no-shoot targets. There's a lot of cover. There's a lot of, the opposing force or the bad guy in this scenario is wearing the armor. And it's to make you think, make you target recognition, whether somebody's a hostile or not. Push your brain a little bit. And, anybody can run around and shoot really fast. But when you're trying to run around, shoot really fast, and use your brain at the same time, adds a little bit of an element to it.
Absolutely. And Bart Carson, my old friend Bart, is over. He's the one that runs that with his boys. They do a fantastic job. I'm not really sure where you can find information on that, though. I think there's a Facebook group, but I don't think it's public.
I think you're correct.
I would just check with other shooters and see how you could get in touch with Bart over at World Outdoor Shooting Complex. And this was not a paid endorsement. Speaking of paid endorsements, we probably ought to pay the bills and do one more ad. Let's talk about killing the local pedophiles.
Yes.
Yes. TacticalSH_T has a whole new product line from multiple vendors, all with one theme in mind, and that's killing pedophiles, because what else are they good for?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a problem with this, you probably need to go away.
Yeah, so we have shirts that are humorous and satirical, of course, that say things like kill your local pedophile and
kill all pedophiles,
kill pedos and things like that. And, take it for what you want. This is in no way a threat against anybody. These shirts are just funny.
Yeah.
And I don't think pedophiles' lives are worth, it's not, pedo lives don't matter.
No,
right?
No, they don't.
And so if you want that sort of funny gear, check it out at Tactical SH. Can I get a vowel T in St. Peter's? We should have a display up very soon, I would assume.
Yep, I've got all the stuff on the way as we speak.
Come on in and see us, guys. This show is over. We are over and out. Oscar Mike.
I love my country. I love my guns. I love my family. I love the way it is now. And anybody that tries to change it has to come through me. That should be all of our attitudes. This is America. And a country boy's good enough for me, son.